for the Defense of Moscow was a World War II Campaign Medal of the Soviet Union awarded to military and civilians who had participated in the Battle of Moscow. History. The Medal for the Defense of Moscow was established on May 1, 1944 by decree of the Presidium of the Supreme Soviet of the USSR. Its statute was later amended by resolution of the Presidium of the Supreme Soviet on March 8, 1945. The medal's statute was finally amended one last time on July 18, 1980 by decree of the Presidium of the Supreme Soviet of the USSR 2523X. Statute. The Medal for the Defense of Moscow was awarded to all participants in the defense of Moscow, soldiers of the Red Army, troops of the NKVD, as well as persons from the civilian population who took part in the defense of Moscow during the Battle of Moscow. The resolution of the Presidium of the Supreme Soviet of March 8, 1945 granted the petition of Yaroslavl regional organizations to award the Medal for the Defense of Moscow to the most distinguished participants in the construction of defensive structures in the Moscow area by the civilian population of the Yaroslavl region. Award of the medal was made on behalf of the Presidium of the Supreme Soviet of the USSR on the basis of documents attesting to actual participation in the defense of Moscow issued by the unit commander, the chief of the military medical establishment, or by a relevant provincial or municipal authority. Serving military personnel received the medal from the unit commander. Retirees from military service received the medal from a regional, municipal or district military commissioner in the recipient's community. Members of the civilian population, participants in the defense of Moscow, received the medal from regional or city councils of people's deputies. For the defenders who died in battle or prior to the establishment of the medal, it was awarded posthumously to the family. The Medal for the Defense of Moscow was worn on the left side of the chest and in the presence of other awards of the USSR. It was located immediately after the Medal for the Defense of Leningrad. If worn in the presence or orders or medals of the Russian Federation, the latter have precedence. Description. The Medal for the Defense of Moscow is a 32 mm in diameter circular brass medal. On the obverse in the background, the Kremlin wall, in front of the wall at lower center, the left front of a T-34 tank with a group of soldiers on it. Below the tank near the medal's lower rim, a relief 5-pointed star in the center of a laurel wreath going halfway up the medal's circumference on the left and right. To the left of the tank, the relief image of the monument to Minin and Pozharsky, and to the right of the tank, a Kremlin tower. Over the Kremlin wall, the dome of the Senate building with the hammer and sickle flag waving from its rooftop mast. In the sky above, 5 combat aircraft flying towards the left. Along the upper circumference of the medal, the relief inscription in prominent letters, "For Defense of Moscow." On the reverse near the top, the relief image of the hammer and sickle. Below the image, the relief inscription in 3 rows, "For Our Soviet Motherland." The Medal for the Defense of Moscow was secured by a ring through the medal suspension loop to a standard Soviet pentagonal mount covered by 24 mm wide silk moire ribbon with 2 mm red edge stripes and 5 alternating 4 mm wide olive-green, red, olive-green, red, olive-green stripes. Recipients. The individuals below were all recipients of the Medal for the Defense of Moscow. Admiral of the Fleet Hovhan Stepan Isakov, Colonel General Leonid Mikhailovich Sandalov, Surgeon General of the Red Army Nikolai Nilovich Burdenko, People's Artist of the USSR Nikolai Alexandrovich Annemkov, veteran of World War II actor and director Yuri Petrovich Lyubimov, Marshal of the Soviet Union Sergei Fyodorovich Akhromeyev, Marshal of the Soviet Union Vasily Danilovich Sokolovsky, Marshal of the Soviet Union Konstantin Rokossovsky, Marshal of the Soviet Union Leonid Alexandrovich Govorov, Marshal of the Soviet Union Ivan Stepanovich Konev, Marshal of the Soviet Union Ivan Ignatievich Yakubovsky, Major General Vladimir Sergeyevich Ilyushin, Marshal of the Soviet Union Alexander Mikhailovich Vasilevsky, Marshal of the Soviet Union Boris Mikhailovich Shaposhnikov, composer and pianist Igor Nikolaevich Krennikov, Marshal of the Soviet Union Dmitry Fyodorovich Ustinov, Marshal of the Soviet Union Semyon Konstantinovich Timoshenko, Marshal of the Soviet Union Georgy Konstantinovich Zhukov, Admiral of the Fleet Nikolai Gerasimovich Kuznetsov, Marshal of the Soviet Union Klement Yefimовich Voroshilov, Army General Yakov Grigorovich Kryzer, Army General Stanislav Gilyarevich Poplavsky, Hero of Socialist Labor Nikolai Vasilievich Belov, Rocket Designer Boris Evseyevich Chertok, Sculptor Lev Efimovich Kerbel, People's Artist of the USSR Olga Vasilyevna Lepeshinskaya, Army General Sergei Matveyevich Tomenko, Marshal of Artillery Vasily Ivanovich Kazakov, Army General Mikhail Sergeyevich Malinin, Politician Vladimir Ivanovich Dolgik, Writer Alexei Silich Novikov Priboy, Colonel Borzan Momaishvili, War Correspondent Pyotr Andreevich Pavlenko.